Hello, Marcus Eikenberry, and I want to show you some tricks for how to use cameras. I do a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of different styles, and so I figured that I would show you some of the equipment that I use and show you how it can be cheap or how it can be expensive and what difference it makes. So the first thing I want to show you is this camera right here. Now this is just a little, this is a JVC Avero camera. It's got a hard drive in it. It's not very big. Fits in my hand. Some of the newer ones actually have they don't have hard drives in them. They actually have memory sticks, which this can do the memory sticks as well. This just happens to be able to fit 60 gigs on it, and so at full 1080p, it's about 7 hours of video. So this one right here is what I use when I need to be mobile. And so I just open it up here, and so I may just use it like this, to where I'm just using it like a normal camcorder, but really sometimes the subject is me. So I turn this around and then I hold it up like this, and I'm able to videotape myself this way. So let's go ahead and turn this on. So now I'm recording with it, and I'll be able to see myself with it, and you can see the different view here. Anyway, I can be very mobile with this. I can walk around, I can show something else, I can show my buddy here, and so it's a pretty good way of doing it. Now, what a lot of people ask me is, man, that cameraman is good. He follows you around perfectly. I'm just holding it in my hand here, is all I'm doing. Now, there's some other tricks to this. So let me go ahead and put the lens onto this that I have. And I have this right here. This is a wide-angle lens. It actually can screw right into the front of it here. Now, with this wide-angle lens, it gets me much better view. And I'm switching back and forth between cameras here so that you can see what it actually looks like. And it just looks much better. So, it's pretty good. Now, let's see here. So, some other thing. Now, this camera right here, this was about $300. And I guess I'll go ahead and stop recording with that one. This was about $300, and then this lens here was, I probably spent another $100 on this wide-angle lens. Now, that's, nothing, I guess that's an average price for something that's just a little bit above, the low end. So one of the things that I really needed with this, and I'll show you here, is a microphone. So just talking to this thing, right up here is my microphones, and that does an okay job of catching all of it. Now, the audio is much more important than video. And the reason for that is that people can forgive bad video to where a scene goes dark, it's not quite light enough or whatnot, but if they can't understand what you're saying, they're almost totally lost, unless you're like watching the movie Jackass, where, everybody's laughing so loud you don't hear the dialogue anyway. So this one I got specifically because it has a microphone in jack, and it has a headphone out so that I can listen to it and check the audio to make sure it's working well. I have a previous version. This is my another one of my older cameras. This one it's a little bit smaller. It also has the lens on it here, and so that I can hold it in my hand. But this one does 4:3. It won't do the 1080p stuff, and but good camera, good camera. I have mounted these to the hood of my Hummer and gone out four-wheeling and totally abused these. It's amazing how badly I've abused them. So that is the low end range. You can probably find stuff like that for probably $100 nowadays. You know, $100 is a pretty good entry level. Now used, you can probably get that for like 50. So if you want to do stuff on camera and you don't have a big budget, you don't have to have a big budget. The only things that I recommend is that, I mean, if you can't get one with an audio input, then you're not going to have one with an audio input. And so you'll have to be careful about your audio to make sure that you're always speaking at the camera and everything. And so those ones are good. I like really high quality stuff, and as you'll know, that this video is 1080p. Now, I have upgraded even further, and let me go ahead and start recording again here. Because let me show you the camera that I'm using these days. So this is the Canon XF300, and it is a camera that it's really considered pro quality, and I've got this mic on it here. It has external jacks and everything. It really is a pro quality camera, but it's also pro price. And there's a couple of problems with that. One is budget. You could buy a nice used car for how much this thing cost. And the other problem is, being a pro camera, I found that I was required to use pro level editing software as well. And I was really disappointed about that because I really like to use Pinnacle. And Pinnacle is a great Windows editor that I can just go snap, snap, snap editing the stuff. I can just dump it in. I have a powerful enough machine. I can edit it before it's done rendering, and it's just nice to be able to do that. But with the pro level camera, forget it. The cheapest piece of software I've found is Adobe Premiere, and that was $800 for that software. I did not want to spend $800 on software, but it was required. I also understand there's a pro version of Sony Vegas that'll do it, but I don't know what the cost of that is. And then there's a Pinnacle. The same company that makes Pinnacle makes another version of software which is pro, and that one I believe was $2,500. So you don't necessarily want to go to a pro camera unless you have to, but here's the fact. Here's the deal. If you're making money with your videos, then you may as well spend some money on some good equipment. If you aren't making any money, you know, you're doing stuff for free or whatnot, get cheap stuff. Get started. You know, it's not required that everybody shoot in the ultra high resolution or the highest stuff. Just get your word out. Having a video on YouTube or on Vimeo or Rever or any of these other places is worth more than having a high quality video. I mean, high quality video I guess is worth more, but what I mean is not having a video at all, worth nothing. So I hope this shows you a couple of things about how I do some of my camera work and some of the cameras that I use, and gives you an idea that if you're wanting to shoot stuff that where you'll be on camera, you can. And the other way of shooting stuff for it, you know, especially in the video game industry, is like Fraps, and there's several other desktop recording software packages, and some of them are even free. So anyway, I hope that helps. I'm Marcus Eikenberry. Take care.